Hi guys, welcome to class. In today's class, we're going to focus maybe more on reading in this session than discussion, because in the following session after this, we're going to discuss it. But I'm going to ask you a couple of questions to begin with when you join in about language learning. Okay, so what languages you speak, what languages you've learnt, how you learnt them, why you learnt them, things like this. And we're going to read an article about some polyglots, and polyglots are people who speak multiple languages. And there's a guy, for example, who spoke 72 languages, maybe 48 languages, lots and lots of languages. Okay, so that's what we're going to discuss. And if we could do it, yes, if we could learn so many languages. So I will send you the documents we're going to look at now. Here's the article first of all, and then we'll discuss this when you join it in. So. But maybe I think we'll focus more on reading, because there's lots of new expressions, lots of new phrasal verbs and stuff in this article that I think will be useful to learn. Okay, so I'll send this to you now, and hopefully people can join in. If we've got time, I'm going to have to do it, guys. I'm going to have to do it. Okay, I'm going to plug my Facebook page. Please. Okay, I haven't updated my Facebook page in a long time, yeah? So that's my problem. I should do that very, very soon. But it allows you to be able to send me messages. It allows you to be able to communicate with me in between classes and things. So hopefully that should be useful to you. And why has my screen frozen? Is that okay? I don't know if you can see me clearly, but it seems frozen. Okay, so in that case, it's okay now. 10 are enough for me. Just 10 languages, yeah? Just 10. So Sam already is a polyglot. In fact, I think Sam is a polyglot, actually, technically. Okay, so join in very, very soon, and we will get started. And I've run out of things to say. That's everything. Please join in now. Yes, good. Someone's here. Bill is here. Are you there, Bill? Bill? Okay, we'll come back. Hazel, are you back? Igor, are you back?
Yeah, I'm
yes,
here.
Cool, cool. And Sam, are you there?
No, of course not.
No, he's not. Yeah, so he's gone and got a poisoned apple. Okay, so Sam, good that you joined. You're very enthusiastic today, right?
Yeah, somehow, yes.
Why?
Why?
You need to take some of your.
Maybe because I'm starting some sort of diet 3 days ago. Maybe I'm active.
You started a diet?
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Myself.
That's tragic. Okay, so what does your diet consist of?
Well, mainly salad and fruits and beans.
And you feel healthier as a result?
Yeah, active.
Active, yeah? Physical, yeah? So you've got zest for life. Cool. So Bill, are you there now? Okay, we'll come back. Hazel, can we hear you?
Yes, hello.
Perfect. Good to speak with you again. Yeah, so Sam has been very, very healthy. But also you eat healthy food, right, Hazel? You're quite healthy.
Yes, because I'm a vegetarian for several years now.
Did you eat meat at one stage in your life?
Yes, of course.
Okay, and how do you feel now? Because Sam's saying, for example, okay, he's probably still eating meat, but he feels quite healthy now, yes? He feels quite more energetic. Is that so with you, Hazel?
Yes, that's why I became vegetarian. But I was a vegetarian some years before when I lived in another town, and where all my friends and acquaintances used to eat only pork. And because I cannot eat pork meat because of pig meat because of my religion,
Yeah.
I became a vegetarian initially, and I noticed that I feel very well that kind, because if I said my friends that I don't eat pork, they looked strange to me. So that's why I said I'm a vegetarian, and that was okay, and they respected my options.
So it's just easier to say you're
Yes.
vegetarian. I was just sharing my screen to show Bill how to unmute the microphone, but I think it's another problem. But you're saying, okay, it was just easier to say you're vegetarian than, yeah, I don't eat pork, things like this. Okay.
Yes.
I
Yes.
understand. Okay, so that's cool. Hamza, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Good to speak with you, Hamza.
It's good to you too.
Have we spoken before, or is this the first time?
First time with you, and second time with public.
Cool. Okay, so hopefully it's okay for you now. At the moment, it's okay. If you've got any questions, ask Sam. I don't know. Yes. Okay. So good to speak to you, Hamza. Yeah. So welcome. Where are you from?
I'm from Turkey, but I'm in Poland now.
Cool. Okay. Which part of Poland?
Wrocław, you know, south of Poland. Wrocław.
No. Yeah. Not sure. Yeah. So, but it's cool. And what are you doing in Poland? Are you there on business or pleasure? Pleasure or on business?
Studying. I'm an exchange student here.
Cool, yeah. So you could say business, yeah. So business. So studying. By the way, it doesn't have to mean when you say on business. It doesn't always mean that it's just because of your business. It means you're there for a reason, yeah. So it's not that you're on holiday. So on business,
Yeah,
really you
business,
say there for studying, but you could also say that, I guess. Yeah.
Okay.
On business, like that. So you're studying there. And how is it? Do you like it?
Yes, I like it, and yeah, it's I think better studying here than Turkey. I like it, yeah.
Well, I guess the weather's different, right?
Yeah, weather is also different.
Okay, yes, that's cool. Okay, so welcome Hamza, and also Servet has joined us. Another
Hello,
guy from Turkey. How are you today, Servet?
Not too bad, not too bad.
Cool, not too bad, not too bad. We say that a lot. Okay, so Servet, welcome. How many languages do you speak?
Speaking is tricky.
How many languages do you speak?
2 or 3.
2 or 3, yeah? So depends on the day. Sometimes 2, sometimes 3. And what languages are they? So English, Turkish, and
I take Spanish classes. I know a little bit Arabic.
And today, do you speak 3 or 2? How confident are you today?
Today just 1, today just English.
Okay, so I speak 3, English, German, and gibberish. Yes? Do you know what gibberish is?
What is that?
Gibberish. Okay, so nonsense. So
Between German and
no.
English?
Gibberish is no language. It's just when you're not clear when you speak. You just talk nonsense. Yeah, you talk nonsense.
Okay.
And actually, this come from. I found this the other day. Do you know, Sam? Do you know Gibraltar?
Yes.
Gibraltar.
Yes.
Have you heard of Gibraltar?
No.
Gibraltar is in the south of Spain, I think.
And north of Africa, and between
north of
Spain and Africa, yes.
And it's an what we call an overseas territory, meaning it's got its own government, but it's kind of supported by the British government, something like this, but it's got its own government. And this gibberish word came from Gibraltar because in Gibraltar they're bilingual. When they speak English, they speak perfect British English, and apparently when they speak Spanish, they speak perfect Spanish, Andalusian Spanish. And gibberish is like when they mix things, they confuse things, because they also have another language which is cross between English and Spanish, cross between British Spanish and British English and Southern Spanish. And gibberish is like when everything's mixed up, yeah? So from Gibraltar, but we usually say you're talking gibberish when you're not making any sense. Oh, you're talking gibberish. Yeah, we don't understand you, kind of thing. Yeah, so.
Yes, something like Yiddish.
I'm not sure, it could be, yeah, but gibberish, when I say I talk gibberish, I don't speak this language or whatever, I speak nonsense sometimes, yeah?
Yeah.
It's a use to say when someone's speaking nonsense, okay?
Nonsense, okay.
Yeah, so nothing particularly clear. Okay, so Server you speak 3 languages, okay? Would you like to speak any more than this?
After Spanish, I'm interested in like Asian language. I mean, learn Chinese because China is becoming more popular. So the language will also maybe important for business life.
Okay, yeah. So for business in the future, Chinese, and lots of people are saying this actually, because eventually, well, we read articles maybe in previous classes saying could Chinese take over English and things like this. Yeah. So some Asian language. Sam also has experience of learning an Asian language. I'm also learning Japanese at the moment, but it's very, very difficult. Yeah, I find it very difficult. But Sam, okay, what about you? How many languages do you speak?
I think Japanese is not that hard, but
To
it's
speak
only
is okay, but to write, I can't. Yeah, the hiragana and stuff like this is
writing, especially in kanji. In kanji, it's very difficult, and but the grammar is super easy.
Yeah, so I would say the grammar is very, very easy, and to form basic sentence structure is okay, but you know the writing system. Yeah, so this. But what about you? So you learnt Japanese, Sam. Do you speak any more languages?
Only one level of Japanese, so I have a basic idea, but nothing much.
Okay, and how did you learn it?
I followed a course in my city. There was a Japanese center, and it was a very cheap course. So, and I love learning languages, so I attended it.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, this is cool. You also speak English, Spanish, Arabic. Any more that we don't know about?
Well, the others are secret, otherwise I
okay, you can't tell. Yeah, so Cornish. I'll be impressed if someone can speak Cornish. No. Okay, so Sam, you are maybe what we call a polyglot. You speak English, Spanish, Japanese. Yeah, you'd say you can speak Japanese.
No, I don't think I can speak Japanese, but I can introduce myself and say hi, good morning.
We'll just say for the sake of it, you can speak Japanese. Yeah, just to make it more fun. But Sam, welcome. You are a polyglot. Yeah, so you are a polyglot. Does everyone know this term? What a polyglot is?
Yes.
Does everyone know what? Okay, what is it, Hazel?
To speak 3 or more languages, because if you speak only 2, you are bilingual.
Yeah.
Like I was at 3 years old, but I want to be polyglot now.
So you want to be a polyglot, as in you want to speak as many. Where would the cap be?
Where?
What would be the cap? So how much would you like? So no more than 10, for example. Yeah, so.
I would love, but I think it is impossible for me anyway. I don't have such talent to learn so many languages.
Okay, but at the moment you speak Tatar, Romanian, English, starting with Arabic. Any more?
Yes. I don't know Arabic at all. I only am a beginner, and I just start to learn.
Yeah, but any more? Do you speak Russian?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so Tatar, Romanian, English, any others? So 3 and then 4 would be Arabic. So almost a polyglot, So trilingual, yeah, kind of trilingual.
Trilingual, yes.
Igor, what about you?
So this term should be 4 and more?
Many. So poly means many.
So 3 is not enough.
You can be with 3.
I would say, to be honest, when I think of polyglot, I'd say more than 5. Yeah, it's something that's maybe not normal, as in not most have this. So poly is like, yeah. So polygon. The shape. Do you know what polygon is?
In math, yes.
I think that's many sides or something. Yeah. Is it?
I think that student Abdullah, that German Turkish guy, should have attended this class.
Does he speak a lot?
Yes.
Yeah, he knows 5 languages.
5. So I know he speaks Spanish, English, Turkish, isn't it?
Turkish and German.
German, very well.
And any more? So
I
German, Turkish,
Arabic,
yeah, so 5. Yeah, he would be a polyglot. Okay, so that's quite cool. I watched a Spanish class. I don't speak, by the way, Conrad, I don't speak Spanish, yeah? So I watched the Spanish class in Verbling the other day, heard Abdullah speak Spanish, and for me it's very strange when you guys, I don't spy on you, I was watching the class, for me it's very strange when you hear students speaking another language, yeah, because you're used to speaking them in one language, in English. When I heard, I'm going to embarrass Abdullah now, yes, if he's watching, I was like, what? Yeah, so for me it's quite unusual, that's cool. Okay, so guys, so Hazel would like to be a polyglot. Hamza,
Yes.
what about you?
I'm not that good, but I know some Polish here. I've been here for 7 months, and Yeah, I know some Polish
Okay, so
as
you
well.
speak
Turkish, English, Polish. I can read Arabic, but I don't know how to speak.
Turkish, English, Polish, Arabic. Yeah, so 4. Um, would you like to learn any more, or would you say finished? Yeah, finish.com at far.
Yeah, I want to learn
Finish, yeah.
German as well.
Okay, to add it to your bow, yeah. So, okay, that's quite cool. So you would like to be multilingual, yeah. So a polyglot. Who would absolutely not want to be a polyglot? Igor, would you like to speak lots of languages?
No,
Okay,
I do
I
not
always
need.
expect a direct answer. Okay,
I
So-
speak 3 languages, 2 fluent, one, as you see, I'm speak, I don't know, intermediate, something.
fluent.
So-
I would say your English is fluent. You rarely stumble. What you do ask, though, you ask a lot of questions when sometimes you don't need to. You say the right word, and you're like, is it that word? Is it that word? And sometimes you just say it perfectly. I'm just like, yeah. But I understand why you do that. But I'd say you speak fluent English. You can add that as well, yeah? So
Okay, and it's easy for me, for example, to learn how to speak, how to say hello, how are you, goodbye in Spanish and Arabic and Chinese, but I do not need this.
yeah,
It's
okay, so it's not useful.
it's easy to, I don't know, it's I do not consider that this is to know a language. If you know to ask how are you, what did you do yesterday, for example. I want to speak as English, for example. I can express not very well, but I can express
Yourself,
myself.
yeah? So
I
this is the
want
thing. And often,
to speak
if you
English.
ask, a British person how many languages they speak, we have to study French at school, maybe for 2 or 3 years. Yeah, this is kind of basic French, but we have to do that. And also maybe another language, German or Spanish. But if you ask a British person, oh, do you speak a language? And if they can order something at a restaurant really quickly, like I would like I don't know, you're in France, I would like a croissant, then they speak,
Some
they
snail.
say I speak the language, yeah? So,
Or some
that's-
snail in Spain.
Oh no, oh god. Don't
So-
remind me of the snail, yes?
So polyglot is considered who speak only introductive phrases
No,
in all languages, only hello, how are you?
No,
What
no.
is the
Polyglot is
time?
someone who can speak very well, but I guess it's the British attitude, maybe other, I don't know, Americans' attitude to language, because we don't learn so many. Is that when we can say even something basic like a big beer, yeah, people are like, yeah, I speak Spanish, yeah. So you'd hear that often, but where if I ask you, for example, Igor, how many languages do you speak? You didn't even consider really English as one of the fluent ones, yeah. But if you
Yes.
ask British, oh, I did 2 years of French, so I can speak French. I mean, I wouldn't say that, but you would hear that a lot on Facebook, yeah. When they so how many languages they speak, shows like Spanish, French, you know they can't really speak them, yeah. So I guess it's a different attitude.
I think if you can work in that language, for example, with people, yes, to communicate in a job, in some job area, with people, or that language in native, you speak fluently that language. You speak very well. You speak, no, in the middle at least. But if you only can say hello, how are you, what is the time, what is tomorrow, this is basics of language. This is Rosetta Stone first course. I will check all languages and I will know how to speak. For me, it's not important.
Okay, yeah. So for you, it's not so important.
But I know people from my country, for example, my friend, that say that I speak many, for example, more languages. And I ask, what languages do you speak? And he said, for example, Spanish and, for example, Israeli language. What?
Hebrew.
So I and ask, what you can speak with that people? He say, no, I only know hi, how are you? But why you say?
Yeah,
that you,
it happens. Yes. So like
don't
Chinese,
understand.
oh, cool, I'm fluent. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I guess it's about the people as well. But I guess the serious language learners or whatever would just say, like, for example, some of you guys didn't even include English, and I think that's crazy. Yeah. So that you don't even say, like, that's one of my languages. Yeah, as in I speak that fluently or whatever. But yeah, okay. So that's interesting. Sam, okay, how is it in your country? Do you hear lots of people saying, I speak, I can say hello, bread, and maybe tomorrow it will rain, yeah? This kind of thing. Would lots of people class this as being able to speak the language in your country, Sam?
Well, for English, are you asking for English or any language?
Any language. So, for example, a friend says to you, I speak Portuguese, maybe went to Portugal once and, you know, picked up the word for...
Well, I had, well, they are not polylingual, but I had a lot of friends who know a lot of languages. Like, for example, I had a friend that knows Japanese, a friend that knows Hebrew, and a friend that knows Turkish, German, French. You know, you can find a lot of people.
I mean, on YouTube, you'll see lots of videos. I don't know if any of you've seen them, but there's lots of people. There's like, has anyone heard of Benny, the Irish polyglot? Has anyone heard? Okay, so if you're interested,
I heard.
Yeah. Okay, so he professes to speak so many languages. Yeah, I don't know how many, but things like this. And also, I think there's a guy called Steve Kaufman from Canada. He speaks a lot as well. Yeah. So the thing is, do you think it's possible to speak a lot of languages? Do you think it's possible to speak 12 languages very, very well? Servet, what do you say?
I'm not sure when, I don't know too many languages, but when I notice and I talk to like people who speaks more than like 2 or 3 languages, they say they mix up languages a little bit. And for example, one of my teachers said he's learning German and he also speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
And they say when I like speak German and I don't know the word, I automatically put like a Spanish word instead of a German word. So if the people understand Spanish, they understand me, but usually they mix up. I don't know. So if it's realistic to learn more than like a few languages, maybe our brain is just like have capability of learning just maybe one foreigner and one native language for to speak fluently.
Well, I found kind of funny linked into this mix is like when some languages mix up. So, for example, I've been corrected in German before for saying a German word, but actually maybe they use a word from English or from another language. For example, herunterladen. Yeah. So, Servet, you know this one. So to download, I was corrected. I said this in German, and they said no, you should say downloaden. Yeah, downloading or something like that. And I was like, what? Yeah, so for me, it's, you know, making the effort, you think, what? Yeah, why? Yeah, so I don't know if that's between your languages as well. Maybe, I don't know, we use a lot of French words in English and things, yeah? So we have maybe an English word, but we say the French word. I don't know if this is another thing, yeah, so when the languages mix up. Okay, so...
And also, sometimes, like, when you learn languages, people start using foreign words in native speech.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but maybe it's because of the nature you don't remember sometimes, or maybe just so people like this out. I see sometimes on TV like people say instead of like gold color in Turkish they use English word. Maybe just look fancy. I know how to speak English or something. Maybe just nature. I don't know.
Okay, yes, that's interesting. Yeah, so I don't know if it's between, yeah, so we use a lot of maybe French words in English and maybe some German words as well, like English stumm, yeah, things like this we say. But okay, so we're going to go on. Ahmed has joined us.
Yes.
How are you, Ahmed?
Fine, and you?
Cool, I'm not too bad. Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
Egypt, I'm from Egypt.
Cool, okay, and this is the first time we've spoken, right?
Yes.
Great. Okay, so we're going to go on. We're going to mainly focus on reading in this session, yeah? So not so much discussion, because afterwards we're going to discuss this topic in more detail in the following class. Okay, so it's a 2-part class. I've attached the document, the article.
Okay, Martin, I can't hear you.
Okay, no worries.
I can't hear you.
No worries. Conrad has joined us.
Hello, Martin.
How you can hear me? I'll just see if can everyone hear me, guys.
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Okay. Ahmed, I'm not sure. Just check your your headset or whatever. Is it what can you hear?
No. Now everything is okay.
It's okay. Yes, it depends.
I hear a car on the road.
So Ahmed, I'm going to mute you in between just because we can hear some background noise, but when you want to speak, just unmute yourself, okay? Just press the unmute button, but in between I'll mute you just because there's a honking going on. Yes, that's cool.
Traffic.
Okay, so in that case, let's go on. So I've sent you the, I sent you before, I'll send you again the article, okay? It's called Great Language Learners. We're going to discuss this afterwards. So there's 2 parts.
Yes.
Let's have a look. Okay, please open this. I'll share my screen as well. Well, I've shared my screen now. I'll make it the main focus. And we'll have a look at this, okay? So we're going to read this together, and there's lots of new, maybe idioms and phrasal verbs and stuff like that in the text, which we'll discuss and practice, okay? But we'll make it more of a reading session this time, I think. Okay. Who would like to start? Can everyone see this? Has everyone opened these?
Yes.
Hazel, would you like to start?
Sure. Cardinal Giuseppe Mezzofanti, 1774-1849, who spoke 72 languages, once learned a language overnight in order to hear the confession of 2 condemned prisoners the following morning. Modern linguists laugh at this story, but they admit that there are some phenomenal polyglots out there.
Okay, let's stop. Guys, did you understand?
Yes.
What do you mean? Like they learn language just in a night? Overnight?
Yeah.
Yes, in one night.
Which I think is bizarre. I think this is crazy. Not possible. But
No,
I think he learned basic words only.
I think it's possible if you have 70 language and you want to learn extra language, you can just create it. You know,
Yeah, I
like
guess-
and conclude it from your own language that you already know.
yeah, I guess because if you know so many different grammar patterns, you just need a basic idea, and then probably you can work out how it works. So, for example, I don't know. I guess in Spanish they have a lot of dads, which are like its, in Germany, in English, whatever. And in Germany they have itet, yeah. So university becomes universität, and in Spanish universidad, is it?
Yes, and in Spanish sometimes they type it as universidad
Yeah.
or universitat, but only universitat. It's only in Catalonia area. So
Okay. So I guess these kind of, if you learn the patterns, I guess like the ism words, for example, in German are ismos, yeah? And I guess it's the same, similar in Spanish, where I guess you can see patterns if you speak so many. But really, of course, I don't think it's possible, yeah? Overnight, to be able to, it'd be great, wouldn't it? It'd be so easy. I don't know, in your dream or whatever.
This man, I think it was super
Human.
was a super capacity anyway. Wasn't an ordinary man.
Yeah, the average person couldn't do this, but you know you do hear stories about people who can do things that maybe are quite extraordinary.
Exceptions, always there are exceptions.
I think that's cool. Okay, so who learned a language overnight in order to hear the confession of 2 condemned prisoners. What do these words mean? Confession and condemned.
Confession is kind of you're telling the truth.
Yeah.
You're telling I made this mistake, and you are confessing it.
Like at the priest.
So you're confessing, yeah? So you're saying, I did it, yeah, this is what happened, yeah? So you're confessing.
Condemned is sentenced.
Yeah,
They're like a penalty to...
Condemned, yeah? So they're sentenced, they're going to be punished. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so to hear the confession is basically, to hear that they say, I am guilty. Yeah, that's the confession. The following morning. So this guy from a long time ago, he spoke 72 languages. I don't know what level of each of them. I don't know, maybe C2 in each of them, maybe not. But it's difficult, yeah? So when you say, I speak this language, what does that mean? Because, for example, English is my mother tongue, but there are words I don't know still. And there's sometimes students say things like, sometimes you say things to me, I'm like, what? Yeah, I've never heard of this. Yeah, so even though it's my native tongue, it's my mother tongue, I've been speaking to it since I was, speaking it since I was 0. It's still, I don't speak it completely, yeah? I don't think anyone can speak their own language even completely, because there's loads of words that I don't know. Probably still with you guys as well.
But I don't think, you need to learn like every word to say I am speaking this language. For me, I think if you know the beginner grammar, basic structures of affirmative tense, or like I need, I want, I think this, and if you know like most common maybe 300, 500 words. And if you can use the dictionary, I think I can say I speak this language. I don't have to be like a fluent or intermediate. If you know like beginner grammar and some vocabulary to hear and by use it to use it by using this dictionary, I think you can say you speak the language more or less.
Okay, yeah. So who spoke? It doesn't say who spoke 72 languages fluently or who spoke 72 languages well. Just mean he could be able to communicate somehow. And he did this to hear the confession of 2 condemned prisoners the following morning. That means he learnt their language overnight because the following morning, we're sentencing these people to something, but we don't understand them. Quick, we have no translator. I've got to learn the language. Yeah, so interesting. What do you think?
Interesting, of course.
Any comments on this?
Well, I think no one can do this unless he knows that much of languages, or let's say that many, because they are countable.
So you're saying that unless you're him, you can't do it.
Yes. Maybe if you know 30 languages, let's say that you know all Latin languages, and you have only one remain. I don't think you need to learn it. You can just understand it if you hear it.
Okay, just to understand, because he's hearing the confession, he's not speaking with them, so he needs to understand.
Martin?
Maybe, yep.
I have 2 points because, for example, if you compare Spanish with Portuguese and Italian and French, it's so similar. But in my case, it's quite hard because Finnish is another branch of languages. It's complicated to me to learn, for example, another language, and sometimes I confused with the words.
Yeah. It's things like so if they're in the same group, I don't know, Dutch, yeah. So
Yeah.
I can't speak Dutch, but it's kind of like some mix, and sometimes you can understand the gist. Yeah. Equally, for example, French we use a lot of French words, so you can understand, you know, when they say eon or something, that's sure. Yeah. So some things, yeah, you can understand.
But everything depends on the country that you was raised. Because, for example, here in Switzerland too, the people are getting used to learn 3 languages or more. So, for example, here the people, when was a child, learned Swedish, Finnish, German, and English.
So they're brought up in this environment where learning a language is easy for them. Whereas for us at school, with learning language, we learn, you know, basic things like hello, my name is, and then immediately finished. Yeah, so get your exam. Bye bye. Yeah, never speak again. Kind of thing. Yeah. So, and the thing is also, it depends on the motivation. So, for example, people in Finland and stuff speak very, very well with languages and stuff. Is that because of the education system, or is that because the people are interested?
Yeah, absolutely. Because we are getting used to coexist with French people. Yeah. And the country is divided in different regions, and the region are using different dialects or tongues. For example, in the south, the people are talking in Swedish. In my case, for example, Swedish is very close to the Norwegian and Danish.
And Danish, did you say?
Danish, yeah.
Danish. So they share a lot of similarities and things like this, yeah. But they say the Scandinavian education system for languages is very, very good, yeah. So because when you speak, sometimes I can speak with a Scandinavian in English, and you can't tell they're foreign. You can't tell because sometimes the pronunciation is so accurate, their vocab is. Sometimes they just sound like a native speaker, actually, yeah. So particularly maybe some Swedish people and stuff like that, yeah. But also maybe Finnish. It's quite interesting. Okay, so any more comments on this? Yeah. So before we go on, we've got Mira.
Morning, Martin.
How are you, Mira? You okay?
Fine, thank you.
How many languages do you speak?
Maybe you will call me crazy because had bored quickly. I get curious from my sister because she speaks 7 languages fluently. So try to be like her. Go to Deutsch and just arrive to level 1 or level 2 and hit board, go to Italian, go to French, go to Hebrew. So now I can, when I hear someone speak to any language, I can know that language and recognize this language, but otherwise I can't speak or write this language. Just have a look. Yes, understand. But now I'm focused in Spanish somehow.
And can you imagine being able to speak 72 languages?
Maybe.
I can't imagine, yeah? So,
yes, but as I said before, when listen to Spanish language, sometimes join class in Spanish and write something in English and study to my children in Arabic. So after I'm finished, I feel I want to clear my ears. What's happening?
Because it's confusing.
Who want what? Yes.
You can garble, yeah, and sometimes you forget what language it is that you're hearing stuff.
Yes,
yeah,
and sometimes on chat at the same time, maybe I find someone in German call speak to me in chat. So I'm trying to translate.
So a German guy speaking to you in Czech, yeah? You say it in Czech.
But German is easy somehow because what you said is what you write.
Yeah, the spelling, things like this is quite easy. I think it's a lot easier than in terms of the spelling. I'm saying
yes.
The grammar is crazy.
Yes.
But in terms of the spelling, everything you say, you write it like that.
In general, I hate grammar in every language, even if also in Arabic, I hate something like called grammar.
Yes, the G word, the bad
yes.
G word. But any more comments, guys? Did anyone else just join in the meantime?
Okay, I have 3 questions for you, Martin.
Okay.
Would you find it interesting that in the entire world have only one language?
No.
Boring.
And if you can learn 72 languages, would you waste it, for example, in India, where they have about 300 languages?
That's the point. Yeah. So for me, if I could speak 72 languages, I'd want to speak languages from different parts. Yeah. So of course, okay, let's not say 72. That's crazy. But if I was to choose some languages I'd like to speak, if I could choose them, it would be Russian. Well, I'm learning Russian now, but really beginner's level. Yeah. So Russian, Spanish. What else? I don't know. An Asian language at the moment is Japanese, but also Chinese. I think would be quite good. Maybe I don't know. Yeah. So I don't. Maybe the Spanish because of South America, things like this. So to balance it out over the whole world, I guess. But let me ask you this question: 3 languages. What would they be? Okay. If you could speak 3 more languages to the ones you currently speak, what would it be? So, Servet.
Me personally, it will be one Asian language, maybe Chinese or maybe Thai, or one Russian because it's a big country. It will be useful. Lots of people from Russia.
Also Arabic, I think Arabic
are coming here. And maybe the third one, it will be I don't know, so maybe one African language to have the culture of different type of things. English is like a West Asia, and Russia is kind of.
We need a new one. Yeah, English is becoming boring. No, of course, for me, it's my native language. Yeah, I can say. But I think, yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be interesting, for example, if there was another language that maybe took over or competed more with English. Maybe I'm not sure if that would happen in the future. But yeah, so it's interesting. But I think so. In the UK, they're trying to improve how languages are taught in schools because maybe it's not so good. But they're trying to think of, they've got 3 main languages now that they want to teach in the future. They've started teaching these in London schools in London, and that's Russian, Chinese, and Arabic. Yeah, so they're saying Arabic because they want to improve links, connections with the Arab world and things like this, with like recent events and stuff. Russian because of business in the future, because of it's one of the BRIC countries, and also Chinese as well for this reason, so economical reasons. Yeah, so these languages, they're thinking, well, at the moment, we've learned French, Spanish, and German. These are the ones, but maybe it's more useful if the children start thinking about learning things like Russian, Arabic, Chinese. These 3 ones.
You have
Yeah, so-
have Arabic courses in English.
Yeah. So in some London schools, they've started releasing it. I had the option to do it, to do an extra course for Arabic, Russian or Chinese. I chose Russian, but you could do an extra course, but really, really basic, to give, because of course at school you're not going to learn so much, but to give the inspiration to continue learning it later. That's the idea, because they're saying they've identified these languages as maybe the most important. Of course, all languages are the most important, but for the future, Chinese definitely. Arabic, because they want to improve relations with the Arab world, and Russian because of trade in future and business and stuff like that. What do you think, guys?
Martin,
Yeah.
what do you believe that are the main barriers in order to learn a French language?
Good question.
The French language.
A French, another language.
Foreign.
The main barriers. I don't know. Yes, I guess being able to speak with people, I guess, is the main thing. That's the problem I had with German for a long time, is that I would say my spoken German is a lot worse than my reading, my writing, and that kind of thing. Actually, my writing is also pretty bad, yes. But the thing is, I don't know, being able to speak, and that's why I think verbing is quite useful, yeah? So it's being able to give you that easy way of logging in and speaking. But I don't know, I'm going to ask you a question. You guys speak more languages, you've learnt more languages, and you have more experience. What do you say? So Ahmed, okay?
Yes.
What is your main problem with learning a language?
I want to say I can speak Russian because I was working in Sharm el-Sheikh, and in Sharm el-Sheikh is a tourist area, and many people come from Russian. So I love this language. Grammar in Russian is hardest, most hard, but I love it. But I have a problem with English. Why, I don't know. I can speak Russian and Deutsch, but I have a problem with English.
English, yes.
It's why it's easy, but I can't know. I think it's a problem with English in listening. I can't talk some, but when someone to speak with me, I can listen. I can't understand what they say, like something. I don't know.
It's a good point. In fact, we can ask you, what's your biggest problem, guys, with English? Because for me, looking at it now from a different perspective, I'm like, actually, it's quite difficult, I guess. At the beginning, I think English is maybe, I don't know, because I haven't learned English as such, but to start off with the language maybe is quite straightforward, yeah? Maybe it's quite easy to speak at base level, but to get to a really advanced level, as soon as you start talking about the idioms, there's so many idioms that are unclear, like slangy words that we use. And also the spelling, things like that is very, very difficult, I think, yeah? I can imagine for an outsider. What do you say, Hazel? Has been your biggest problem with English?
Oh, my biggest problem with English is conversation, talking, because I listen all the time at the TV and at the movies, and I know a lot of words in English because I read a lot in English, but when it comes to speaking, I think I'm only a beginner. And
so yeah, I think, would you guys, the rest of you say it's the same? Igor, what's your problem? You can say no problems, everything's fine. You're optimist.
No, the same problem that I understand all what people talking about, but I can't express myself in more complete sentences, but not complete, more. How to say?
Well, yeah, so you can't say exactly what you're thinking at the time. Yeah? So
no, I can, but I want to say, I want to talk in more not easy sentence, opposite of not easy, complex, yes, and more complex sentences, and with right time, with right tense. I mean, future, without these mistakes. And after that, when I can do this without mistakes, I will work on my accent, maybe to
get it accurate first, and then
yes, first to talk without mistakes, and after that I will work to be more understandable in my accent.
Okay, so that's interesting. Okay, so and I'd say that's the most important thing. With accents, it doesn't matter as long as you speak clearly. Yeah. So I've probably told you this several times. Sometimes it can be frustrating if someone's mimicking exactly your voice, because sometimes you think they're making fun of your voice as well. Yeah. So, but I think all of you speak very, very clearly, and you don't have so many pronunciation problems because it's clear and it's understandable. Actually, I'm sure that's the same if someone spoke your language. It doesn't matter if there's a little accent. That's kind of natural, I guess.
Yes, I know that that person is from another country. Just this, I know, and for me it doesn't matter. But I understand what he or she talk.
Yeah.
And maybe if they talk with mistakes, I understand them. But it's better to be when someone speaks without mistakes.
Yeah. Lots of people are worried that, okay, as soon as they speak native speaker, they're going to say, oh, the accent's not good. But actually, when you guys speak, I don't pay much attention to your accents. Yeah, it's just what you're saying. Do I understand you? That kind of thing. I guess it's the same if they spoke your language. Jose, what do you say? Did you just join us now, or a couple of minutes ago or something? Because I spoke with you yesterday, but everything's merging into one. Yes. Hello, Jose, can you hear?
Yes, hello, sorry.
Good to speak with you, Jose.
Hello, I think it's very difficult, the pronunciation of English is very difficult, I think.
Yeah.
I think when people told you it's difficult to understand, and when you speak it's difficult, the right pronunciation, I think.
And spelling as well. This is why a lot of native speakers also have bad spelling. Yes, so sometimes I'm like thinking as I'm writing something to you, oh, how do I write it? Yes, things like that happens because it's not so logical. Like this OUGH is the most famous one. Of course, this is basic. Yeah. The pronunciation of this is different. So
yes,
that is different from though O becomes off. Then sometimes rough. For example, af. This OUGH has different ways of pronouncing it. Yeah. So this, I guess, could be difficult for you.
It's very difficult. And I think the teachers in Spain don't learn before the language very well in Spanish.
Because it is a big language, yeah. So Spanish is a big language. Maybe you just didn't need to, yeah. So maybe, and this is the thing. So, are more people learning Spanish? So I've got several friends who are learning Spanish because one, they're interested in it, and two, like because South America and stuff like this, yeah. So South America is developing things. Jose, do you hear many foreigners speaking Spanish?
Do you repeat?
Okay, do you hear many foreigners where you live speaking Spanish? Do you hear many, for example, people from different countries? Do you hear on the street foreigners speaking Spanish?
No, in Spain, I live in the center of Spain in a village city, and it's difficult to speak with foreign people. It's difficult here in my city.
Okay, yeah, but what do you say their problems would be with learning Spanish?
To learn Spanish?
Yeah.
Sorry?
So what would be the most difficult thing about learning Spanish? So you said for you, the English pronunciation is difficult.
Yes, in Spain, I think the more difficult is the grammar because there are a lot of the grammar and there are a lot of words with the same meaning.
Okay, yeah. So same meanings like yeah. So getting confused. So in English we have which things like this. Yeah. So cool. Because it happened again. Yeah. So it happened, and it always happens. It's because when something becomes interesting with you, we want to speak. I said at the beginning, we're going to focus on reading this time, yeah? I always said, we're going to focus on reading the text, learn the words, and then we chatted, okay? That's okay. It's okay for your speaking. Okay, Mira, any more comments before we go on? We've got 8 minutes. I'm going to have to write a big message on me, yeah? Stay focused, yes? On my wall or something.
No, by the way, Martin, when someone comes to Egypt, someone foreigner, we be so happy when he said anything in Arabic. For example, when Obama comes to Cairo University, he said, "Assalamu alaikum." Wow, he doing wow.
Yeah, it's respect, I
everyone
think.
can do that. So why we be ashamed to speak in any language and feel shy from my
Because I think
pronunciation?
it's
It's
manners,
easy.
yeah, to speak a couple of things, yeah, of course. Yeah, learning the word for snails maybe would have been useful. But anyway, okay, so,
Yes.
but hola, gracias, that's okay. I can manage that one. Okay, so, any more comments?
Yeah, I think about problems. I think the biggest problem is to learn language without emotions. Because when you learn language, usually just grammar or reading or this type of thing. Especially if you are a beginner, probably you don't have anybody to talk, so you just start reading. It becomes boring and difficult to remember. Because if you think like, if I were like in England and if I had like friends, if you if you said me when I saw the flower and when I smelled it, if you said me like this is flower, when I smelled the like rose, if you said like this is rose, it will be very easy to remember, and because you see, you smell, you feel them. But just reading, you are always at the same environment, no emotions, nothing. It's difficult to.
The thing is, and when you learn your native language, you don't learn the grammar so much. Yeah, you just learn it through this kind of speaking way, and I don't know, playing or whatever. Which is why, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of studying grammar as such, but it is of course important. Yeah, so it's important to understand the grammar and things like this, but to make it the main focus, I think that's useless. Yeah, so I guess it's more useful just being able to speak, being able to practice. I don't know what you would say, guys. Yeah, so does anyone like grammar here?
I like grammar.
Yes, I like grammar.
I think grammar is the easiest one.
Grammar is okay, yes? Just forming the grammar into something useful.
Yes, I'm for grammar.
You are for grammar, okay. In that case, Hazel, we can have a grammar class if you like. Maybe you would have to teach me, yeah? So,
oh, no.
That's cool. Okay, in that case, let's go on. We've got, I'm just going to, we'll continue. We've got part two, the part two is coming up afterwards. We're just going to summarize maybe the next bit of the text because we got distracted. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so it always happens. I'm sorry. Okay, so in that case, this guy basically spoke 72 languages to hear the confession of two condemned prisoners the following morning. Who would like to read the next bit? We've got 5 minutes. Let's go on a bit, and we'll continue this in the next class. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, yes, please. From modern linguists.
The greatest is probably French's Summer, who died in 1978, and grew up in Speyer, Germany, used to amuse himself by inventing languages. While still a schoolboy, he learned He learned Swedish, Sanskrit, and Persian. On a visit to Russia, he picked up all the major European languages. By the late 1920s, after emigrating to the United States, where he worked as a research librarian, he had mastered 94
languages. Okay, let's stop there. Okay, so guys, I find this really unbelievable. Okay.
40. How much? Oh my god.
How many languages did you say?
42 languages. He mastered 42 languages.
The thing is, on a visit to Russia, he picked up all the major European languages. Yeah, so I don't know if that's because of how that's possible. Yeah, so maybe I don't know. Let's not stereotype, but maybe he had some vodka and he thought he could speak. I'm not sure. Yeah, so okay, that's interesting. So he went on a. That's not the first thing I'm thinking of. Yeah, so when you go somewhere, I don't know what his visit was for, but if it was, I don't know, for a trip, a holiday, or something. Would that be the first thing you think of? All right, I'm in Russia. I would think, okay, right, I'm in Russia. I'm going to improve my Russian. Yeah, not okay. I'm in Russia now. I'm going to start being able to speak every single European language. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just because of difference in character or whatever. But what do you guys say to this?
I don't know. Well, I mean, I can learn 40 languages, but only the basics like hello, good morning. But mastering 42 languages, that's I can't master English. I can't master my own language.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, is anyone a master of their language? Yeah, I don't think so. I'm certainly not. Yeah. Who would say they've mastered their native language?
Well, I can't say that. I'm very far away from mastering my native language.
Yeah, so there we go. Yeah, so that just shows. So to say you've mastered 72 languages or mastered all the European languages, it depends on what you mean by to master. Yeah, so for
But
me,
I
it
think
means to be a master. Yeah? So
it's a little bit of. It looks like a little bit of stretch. 'Cause if you look at the first paragraph, they say they learn a language in one night. So it shows their standard to know how is your standard that you can say I speak that language.
try it, guys. Yeah, so go away and try and learn a language tonight, and tell us tomorrow how you did. Yeah, but I don't know. Does anyone? I'm very skeptical about this. Yeah, maybe that's because, but I think it's amazing. I think if someone can do this, I'm very impressed. But yeah, crazy. Okay, so let's talk now about the words to see if there's anything new. So he used to amuse himself by inventing languages. I think most people, I don't know, did you do this when you were a child, like invent some kind of language or code with either your friends or siblings?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
I made my own alphabet.
How was it? What's that?
Well, it was very unique. I think I was very creative, but I used it just to encode like small letters, secret plans with my younger brother.
And did it work? Yeah. So was it successful?
Well, yes, for a while, but it got boring after that.
Okay. Yes. After a while, the novelty wore off. Okay. Guys, we've run out of time. I'm going to continue with this in the next session, so I hope you can join in. We're going to continue with the article, and there's some expressions to learn and stuff. Okay. So take care. Hopefully, I can speak to you later in any case. But have a good day. Okay.
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 Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.